Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and today I want to share with you how we are decorating our homeschool room for the month of Ramadan. So I finally had to erase my chalk drawing that's been up there for a year. It was a botany scene which I really loved, and I wanted to replace it with a scene that would work well for Ramadan as well as for an upcoming Middle Ages and Silk Road unit that we have planned for our upcoming school year. Alright, so I have a tutorial on how I did that chalk drawing, and once it was done, it was time to do the fun stuff, and that was to decorate. So I pulled a couple of books from our homeschool room that would work well for decorating this area, and some of them we might read, but a couple of these other ones we're just going to have on hand for when we actually do our new unit in the upcoming year. I am sticking a little candle between the pages of that book to keep it sturdy. You don't want them to fall over, and I found that if I didn't do that, they were prone to tipping over, and this is up high, and for safety I felt that this was the best solution. So I did that one for this one as well. You can find more information about all the books that I'm using to decorate our homeschool area for Ramadan down in the description box below. So I also have these beautiful lanterns. Those ones on the left are from Pier 1, and I'll try to link them if they're still available. And I am not sure how I want to put them up on that shelf above the chalk drawing. I end up putting one close to the book and two on the left, and I like it well enough, so I'm going to leave it that way and now work on these two corners of this shelf that our chalkboard is resting on, but it's also mounted on the wall. So I have this book called Ramadan, as well as this handmade card that my sister made me. I also have these companion cards that we may or may not use, I'm not sure, but they're there for now, and I find that putting these things on this ledge make us more prone to using them. They are much easier to get to. They're a lot more inviting. This book called Journey, I have here because of the image on the front cover. It is not a Ramadan inspired book, but I think that the images are really beautiful, and that's why it's there. I have this beautiful handmade lantern that my friend's daughter made for me, as well as these companion cards that were made from a member of our homeschooling community locally. Now there's one more thing that I want to add to this ledge, and that is the series of books that we are reading during Ramadan. This is the biography of the noble prophet. This series comes with 20 books. They're really easy to read. They're well written. They're nicely illustrated, even though they are computer generated illustrations, which I don't normally go for, but overall we really enjoy these books. We read them every Ramadan. We've done that for the past several years. Alright, so I've got this little block here that I'm going to add to our table so that every day during the month of Ramadan we can add our little peg doll that shows the phases of the moon. So we're going to use it for this month, but then they're going to be added to our calendar peg doll so that we can keep track of the phases of the moon. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's nearly done. I did not show you how I hung those lanterns on that shelf because I eventually take them down. They looked a little bit cluttered for me, so they are downstairs now. So let's take a closer look at the ledge here. I've got this book as well as a couple of companion cards and that beautiful lantern. Displaying these books this way made it so much easier for us to read them, and then I also have the beautiful handmade card that my sister made for me last year, as well as our Phases of the Moon peg dolls and another book on Ramadan. Alright, so you can see that it's quite a scene here, and that paper chain that's on the left side that's red, we actually moved that one somewhere else because again it got a little bit overwhelming, and this is what it looks like when I remove some of those extra things that I ended up not liking. I did add a banner that said Ramadan Mubarak onto our chalkboard. I just taped that in place. And here's one last look at that shelf with some LED lights in that lantern. I really love the way that looks when it's all lit up. If you want to see some of the other things that we're doing during the month of Ramadan, I've left a playlist for you. I also left a video on our chalk drawing for the Blue Mosque, and if you want to see what we're up to on a daily basis, don't forget that you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.